Good morning. I've read a number of articles this past week about the network marketing profession. A number of them by the Huffington Post, amongst other places, but all of them were unfavorable in their comments about what network marketing is, what it's about, why you should be cautious, why you should be stepping back, and so on. I was concerned by that because there were a lot of misrepresentations about what we do and why we do it. So I was mindful as well that along with these misconceptions, with these preconceived ideas, there were some truths in there that were important to address as well. And I'm mindful that along with some of these bad raps that the press can give on our industry, along with that, we also have places like the FTC that are tightening up, changing behaviors of companies and so on. So I wanted to address this today and give context in a very positive light about what all of that does in regards to, well, how does that affect Nikken? Where does Nikken fit in regards to these preconceived ideas, this notion of network marketing? What are we doing about some of these challenges with regulatory environments that we operate in? And more importantly, what is the vision that Nikken has regarding its future? Where are we going? What kind of transformation journey are we experiencing? Because of course, it's important to note, any company or industry that refuses to transform is destined for failure, isn't it? So we need to recognize that if we're going to move forward into the future with strength, that journey into the future isn't simply one of just one step in front of the other. It's about recognizing the environment that we're in, evolving, transforming, and changing so that we can have a significantly relevant place 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. So what does that look like? I've got a few slides I want to share. They're basic slides, but they just give me some talking points. So allow me just to share my slides in 1 second. Here we go. Okay, so can you see those slides all right? Yeah. Okay, so what should MLM look like in the future? I'm talking here not just in the context of where is Nikken going. This is where Nikken is going, by the way, but this is somewhere that all network marketing companies should be going if they want to be relevant in the future. If they are not going in this direction, it's a wonderful key indicator for you to recognize alarm bells if they're not following some of these methodology. First of all, any future-focused network marketing company, which Nikken is, needs to be customer-centric. What does customer-centric mean? First and foremost, it means that any genuine, legitimate, thriving business should have plenty of customers. So one of the great challenges that network marketing gets a rap for, gets a hard time for, is that the biggest consumer base of their products, and I'm talking in general terms here in network marketing, is the distributor. It's not the customer or the end user or the consumer. It's the distributor. That is inherently, fundamentally flawed and wrong, right? So moving forward, what is essential for network marketing companies to get right is to get the balance between customer acquisition, retention, and engagement, and acquisition, retention, and engagement of business builders. But when we've had in the past this culture of mass recruitment self-consume as a theory and as a practice that is taught, that is going to shift. And what we'll see is less heavy recruitment and more recruitment that follows with a heavy flow thereafter of customer acquisition. Now we know, don't we, from personal experience, the amount of time and effort it takes to acquire, engage, and retain a strong business builder. It's a lot of work, isn't it? We also know the effort that it takes to acquire, retain, and engage a happy, loyal customer. It's very different, isn't it? The effort index there is very different. The benefit here is critical. When we have a greater balance between retail and recruitment, where the average customer, where the average distributor, sorry, rather than creating 100 points worth of personal use, instead has 1,000 points worth of happy customer retail, then all of a sudden you see that they're going to start to earn a very different kind of income. What we see there is the whole business model starts to shift. What would your organization look like as a business leader if everyone in your team, or everyone that is active in your team, let's put it into realistic terms, yeah? Everyone that is active in your team had 20 to 30 engaged retail customers purchasing every month. What would that be like? I've immediately just seen Pam Barnes' face smile, right? It would be nice, wouldn't it? What would that do? It would change significantly. So what we've got to recognize here is there is great value. You know, the FTC puts on this heavy hand, but in reality, what we need to see is it's a leg up. It's a leg up opportunity. The challenge for most network marketing companies that we don't need to fear about, most MLMs struggle with making that transition from being mass recruit, self-consume as a culture to actually, why don't we focus on legitimate, really great value recruitment that leads people and teaches people how to go out and get 10, 20 customers that are purchasing from them every month. They're getting retail commissions every week. Money goes straight into their pocket. What does that do to their conviction, to their belief in what they can do in the business? How many of those customers might go, oh, I think I might be able to do this myself, and may convert? Yeah, you can have some wonderful organic growth from that would be compelling. But a lot of companies fail here because culture eats strategy for breakfast. The culture of their companies refuses to let them shift. I want to be a huge advocate, ladies and gentlemen, for helping each of us get more customer-centric in our business activities. You want to know how to help someone get started strong? Encourage them to go out there and get as many customers as possible. Help them set a target, help them set some deadlines, to give them some measurable parameters to work within, and let's get people getting product in their hands. That's a great way to start. That, ladies and gentlemen, this number one metric right here can radically transform so many elements of our business. It improves commissions for the rank and file, the vast majority getting started. But now let's take that to the next step. If the rank and file, the people that are just getting started are now making income quicker, faster, better, nicer, what does that do to their confidence? It goes up. What does it do to their engagement, their retention? Strengthens it. What does it do to their loyalty? It builds it. What does it do to the reputation of your business? Makes it better. What does it do to the reputation of the company? Grows it. What does it do to your organizational income? Puts it through the roof if everyone else is doing the same thing. Yeah. So this one thing, if we can help others do the same, is really powerful. For a long time, we taught teach three to reach three. I think as we move forward into the future, this is going to shift, where it's going to be teach three to go out and get a dozen customers. And then from there, teach them to do the same. Yeah, that will start to shift it out, and that will have a powerful impact on so many other metrics and measurements of our business for good. It'll be just fantastic. I think we're also going to see moving forward here in our industry, more structured training being an essential requirement of business building activity. How to get started, how to get to silver. One of the misconceptions that is often peddled in our industry, I've heard it now for as long as I've been in our industry, that you can join a network marketing company with no previous experience required, no skills required. Anything that requires no skill, that offers massive success and huge overwhelming potential for retirement income in a few short years, sounds ridiculous to other people, doesn't it? And the reality is, it sounds ridiculous because it is. People do need skills. They do need training. They do need some experience of certain behaviors and activities. They do need to shift their mindset into an entrepreneurial place. They do need to learn how to connect with others and get some customer sales going in their activities. They know how to talk to others. They need to understand the features and benefits of the products that they're sharing. There is some skill requirement in order to do this well. And I would hasten to add, if we are going to have a business where we promote online learning or online activity, online retailing as a key component of our business, then certainly having some training around how to build our businesses online and utilize online tools will be an important part of that process. Yeah, because that kind of stuff, you know, there's so many gurus out there that teach this kind of space. But what I've learned, having run companies, you know, you have departments. You've got the marketing department, the finance department, the sales department, human resources, IT, customer services, you name it. You got all these different departments. And most of the time, the people in those respective departments have been to university to get a background in marketing, or to get a foundation in finance, or to understand IT, or what have you. They've gone into higher education to learn these skills. And they've got some hands-on experience that gives them that. Well, learning how to build a business in an online environment really requires some hands-on training and some education with that. We can invest in that, but I think moving forward, we're going to see more of that kind of stuff come out to help us to move forward in a meaningful way with confidence and conviction to get the training that we need. And I should emphasize, as I talk futuristically here, that I'm not suggesting that all of our opportunities lie online. They don't. I reference that simply as an example. I've kind of mentioned this already, but a strong retail income needs to be at the forefront of our messaging, of our language, of our story, of the opportunity, not to take away from the network marketing model, but to enrich it and to make it even better. Yeah, because when people are engaged at the front end of their business, when they're getting money in their pockets straight away, and when we get a better balance between recruitment and retailing, and we can segment more clearly our business and know who the business builders are, who the customers are, we will do a better job of managing our business. There are a number of companies in our industry that struggle to do this because, unfortunately, their wholesale prices are too high. They dangle a carrot of significant commission, which a very small fraction of people get. But in order to do that and to attract people, they have to have very high product prices. And in order to do that, it obliterates the opportunity to sell their product at a realistic retail price and to have legitimate retail customers. So what do people do in that situation? They say, okay, well, I'll recruit you, I'll sign you up. Maybe I'll pay your joining fee to make this easier for me. And you sign up as a customer, but you'll be a distributor, but you'll get it at wholesale. And that's what they do. That becomes problematic because now you've spent $100 in acquiring a customer and you don't ever get the retail profit. That just doesn't make sense. So what happens then is after a while, these guys go, I'm busting my guts here, trying to build my business, and I'm losing money. And why is that? Because the company is dangling a false carrot to them. They're offering a huge promise at the end that very few people get, but the only way they can deliver that is by having extortionate wholesale and retail prices on their products. One thing I am very proud of with Nikken is that we have incredible products that people love, are transformed by, and become incredibly loyal to, and they are reasonably priced. We can get brand new people coming into our business, selling at retail and making a great retail profit. That is great. And the more we can encourage people to do that and get more retail customers, ideally moving them onto AutoShip or a wellness subscription program, then all of a sudden we start to have a really compelling business opportunity for the business drivers. Yeah, the ones that want to be business leaders, influencers, game changers. Those guys change the game when they start to promote this message as being great for the rank and file. Because the rank and file can come in here and we can say, we can show you how to make $500 doing retailing. No regulator has a concern with that. No regulator has an issue with that. And it's so evidence-based. And the more we can show that, the more the check goes up for guess what? For everyone. For everyone. So this is really a compelling scenario for us to recognize where the company wants to take us moving forward. This is the direction, guys, that Nikken wants to take us in. When they talk about saying being a little bit more direct selling, or they're talking about being more retail focused, don't get destabilized or panic. This is the compelling future that is better than it's ever been before. The future is brighter because of this focus, because it confronts some of the shadows of our industry, some of the warts on the back of some of these companies, and goes, I'm calling you out and we're going to do it better. Yeah. But this is going to be a team effort in order to make that happen. The last point I wanted to make out was it's going to be a bit more omnichannel in the way that this works. What do I mean by that? Is it online? Is it offline? It's going to be both. I think we've seen here, haven't we, through this pandemic, that everyone loves working from home. But at the same time, with the quarantining did something that was interesting. So many people were envious of working from home. But when they got to experience it over these last few months, a lot of the perks of working from home were robbed from them. They couldn't socialize as much. They had more restrictions. They couldn't go out as much. They didn't quite have as much flexibility and independence as they liked. They were more stuck indoors. What this has done is highlighted some interesting points. We still crave the physical interaction and the sense of community, don't we? We need that. So I'm going to pause the screen here. I'll send anyone that wants the slides, just shoot me a note. I'll send them over to you. So there's not a problem there whatsoever. What we see is there is a significant need for integration in what we offer. With being more customer centric, we want to be able to access our customer at the center there where it had multi-channel. We should have changed that. I should have changed that word there to customers. Yeah. At the center of our business in the past, go back 5 years ago, at the center of the business was the distributor. Go back 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, at the center of the business and network marketing was the distributor. The distributor was the primary customer. All of the marketing was done to the distributor. And that, unfortunately, didn't help a lot of companies out. Moving forward, the subtle shift is at the center of the business is the customer. We're not the center of the business in the future of network marketing. But that shouldn't concern you. That should invigorate you. Because don't we all want a ton more customers buying every month? What does that look like? It's an integrated approach of every channel that we have available. It should be easy to place orders online. It should be easy to do it on our phone. It should be easy to phone in. It should be easy to talk to you as an individual or talk to me as a distributor. Whichever way or method, we use them all, online and offline, because we've really seen this come out, haven't we, over these last 6 months with the social distancing, stay 6 feet apart and all that kind of stuff, that we all crave this. We all crave community. We crave being together. So we need to have the customer at the center of our business, and being together means that everything revolves around them, online and offline, so that we can connect. And at the heart of that, of course, our interactions are the same. They are online in the way that we operate here and now, but the offline activity will be also very, very important, where we can get together, build the community. Those Nikken hugs are critical, aren't they? We all need those. We all want to get together as a team, be face to face, and just spend time together, be with our tribes. So we recognize this sense of belonging, and this community plays an even stronger part. So when we talk about being customer centric at the beginning and having the customer at the center of the business, in the middle here, at the other end of the spectrum, where we reside as the builders of the community and the belongers of the tribe, yeah? Where we gather all people in. We're the gatherers. We're the gatherers of the tribe, and we're the ones that help people feel welcome, help them feel like they belong, give them a place to build and to succeed and to thrive, and show them the ropes. And that gives us a great sense of purpose, a great sense of contribution, a great sense of meaning and value. But when we're doing that in a way where the customer is front and center, then it becomes so much more profitable for everyone. I love that. So the critical thing is, here's my challenge for everyone today. I hope you've made some good notes. If you haven't made notes and you've been listening, you might want to listen to this again, maybe even a couple of times, because I'm going to start really reiterating this over the next few months, because fundamental to our movement forward into the future is not this strategy of getting the customer front and center. It's the culture of making it so. Like I said before, company culture eats strategy for breakfast. And if we can't change the culture and get everyone focused this way on being super customer centric in all that we do and say, then we won't shift the dial. Now, we have a part to play. Nikken has their part to play. They're doing their part. We're doing our part. Transformation, I want to reiterate and conclude on this point. Transformation is not change, and change is not transformation. That sounds paradoxical, maybe ridiculous, but it's true. The two are very different things. Change happens that fast. I can change my seat and go and sit somewhere else in the room. That happens in the moment. I can change a policy. That can happen at the stroke of a pen. I can change a product price. That happens in a moment. Yeah. I can change little things. I can even try to change big things, but change happens instantaneously, whereas transformation happens over time. You see the difference there? Change happens immediately. Transformation happens over time. And transformation involves teams. I can change my seat by myself, but I can't transform alone. I can't transform a business, a culture, an organization single-handedly. It doesn't work that way. So what we need to do is understand the essence of this message and seek to transform over time to get to where we need to be. So that means it requires patience on our part. It means there will be moments of discomfort as we change from here to there along the way, taking different steps in the way that we behave and conduct our business, the way that we, for example, change our language. We can change our language fast, can't we? I can start talking differently today compared to how I spoke yesterday. That's a change. As I do it more repeatedly over time and others start to adopt that language too, then we start to transform and it becomes something else. Language has meaning, meaning has power, and power brings change. Yeah. And so much of that will revolve around our language. So let's look at the language that we're using. Let's get more customer focused. Let's get more customer centric, and let's help others. Because here's the interesting thing. I'm gonna call a spade here in the last couple of minutes of our call. Throughout my experience of network marketing, I'm going to start out in general terms and pull it in. I saw it in Amway, the biggest network marketing company on the planet right now. I've seen it in every company that I've worked in since, and I've seen it in Nikken, and as a corporate employee, and I've also seen it as a field leader over the last near 5 years that I've been in the field now. What is this? People love to talk about the product. They're scared to talk about recruitment. We always see a difference. The acquisition of new customers on a monthly basis is always significantly higher than the acquisition of new distributors. There's always a difference. There's always a gap. Well, one is easier. This is harder. Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, a lot of us have a better experience with the product than we do with the business. A lot of people might struggle with business and might find that they don't get the results that they were hoping for. Maybe they're not in the right percentage point where they're getting the income that they set out to achieve. But they love the products and they've had a great experience with the products and they've seen others have great experiences, and there's just an abundance of all of that. So we talk about that. Well, what happens over time is we create a gap, and the less we recruit, the less we recruit, and the less we recruit. And the more space that happens between that activity and us, the more uncomfortable we are with it. Well, here's the great thing, guys, that I think can really help a lot of people, both on the call today, in your teams, around about you. With what we've talked about today, a subtle shift can bring about a radical change. And that subtle shift is this. As we get more focused and go, wait a second, so what you're saying is getting more customers is a good thing. That's not me sitting on the outskirts and dabbling. This is actually me with both feet in the water, and I'm swimming and I'm doing a good thing. We get out there and we get our customers like crazy. We flourish in that space. We bring them in, we give them great customer experiences, and customers don't need to know about, if you've had ups and downs. Every business has peaks and troughs, yeah? And sometimes when you've been in the thick of it, maybe you've hit a brick wall, maybe you've hit a trough, and that scarred you a little bit, that's hurt you a little bit. And you don't want that to come out and feed into your prospect. So you don't do anything. The customer doesn't care about that stuff. They just love the product. Yeah, so they get the product, they have a great experience, they move on as a happy customer. Over time, the more you get that, we find someone that says, I think I could do this myself. And our focus is simply this. We gather the customers in. We give them a great experience. We look after them. We nurture them. We get them on the auto-ship programs, the wellness subscription programs. We move them forward that way. And in addition to that, our language starts to shift. And we say to our prospects, we have a great retail opportunity for you. And once they get the great retail opportunity under their belt, we can elevate that and say, you look like you want to be an influencer. You look like you could do something really good here. I reckon we could take your business to the next level. There are layers of opportunity in Nikken. Let's introduce them to the first layer and bring in and recruit strong potential retailers. And then as they succeed, introduce them to the next layer and say, what you want to do is get a few other retailers like yourself, and boom, you're going to go silver. And off you go. And next thing you know, you're creating silvers because they've got that strong foundation of, I'm coming in as a compelling retailer and I'm making money in my first week. Does that sound promising? Doesn't that sound more realistic? Does it sound more helpful? Does it seem more straightforward? And if we have that as our culture, ladies and gentlemen, bring people in to be great retailers and succeed at the initial layer, the foundational level of the business. As we layer that up and then layer it up, everyone grows and prospers from the grassroots all the way up to the top of the tree. And that gives you the chance to grow and to grow and to grow with it. And the message keeps the customer front and center, and our cause just permeates the whole space. I hope this has been a help to you today. Like I said, I invite you to listen to it again, share it with your teams, and recognize the great power of where our future is in Nikken. We have an opportunity that many other MLMs do not have, simply because they cannot have our price point and offer a genuine retail opportunity with the products like we have. We have products that people need, that people like, and that people love. And we can sell it to them at a legitimate retail price, give them a genuine customer experience, and that is something that gives us a huge advantage over a lot of other MLMs. That's great. What a fantastic opportunity that is. So let's make the most of it. Connect with our customers today. Do some follow-up. See how they're doing. See if on the last day of the month they want to avail of some of these special offers we've got on for our wonderful customers. Give them a chance, and let's have a great month end in September. Thank you all very much. We'll speak soon. Bye-bye.